Welcome to the highly anticipated third season of the Single Dads Unplugged, where we embark on the profound exploration of the unique challenges and triumphs faced by single fathers. This season, we delve deep into the realm of emotional resilience, unraveling the layers of strength that single dads exhibit as they navigate the complexities of parenthood on their own, from coping with the emotional rollercoaster of solo parenting to finding solace in unexpected places. Our episodes aim to inspire and empower single fathers on their journey. In Season 3, our focus extends beyond the individual, shining a spotlight on the invaluable bonds forged between single dads and their children. We bring you heartfelt stories of connection and growth, showcasing the remarkable ways in which these fathers nurture and strengthen the familial ties that define their lives. Moreover, we address the crucial intersection of financial and emotional well-being, offering practical insights and advice to help single dads not only survive, but thrive in their role as primary caregivers. As we navigate the intricate landscape of co-parenting challenges, our aim is to provide a supportive space for single fathers to share experiences and glean wisdom, fostering a sense of community and resilience in the face of adversity.
Welcome to the other edition of Single Dads Unplugged, and this is Season 3, and we are all about helping dads become better fathers to their kids, and we're all about building bonds and breaking stereotypes. And this morning with me, I've got Mr. Andile Nebulane. Welcome, my friend. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Thanks for making time to spend some time with us. And we lost you in Season 2, and would have loved for you to join us, but I'm glad that you made yourself available this time around. Thanks for maybe again, by the way of introducing yourself, what you do professionally, and how you get involved as a professional actor, producer, and the list is long. And then again, later we're going to talk about your journey as a father.
Well, yeah, as you said, the list is long, but my name is Andile Nebulane, also known as Nebza. Nebza is from my surname, Nebulane.
Oh, okay.
So
It's
back
a
in
short
high
for
school, my mates started calling me Nebza, sounded
okay.
cool, and then I kept it. Then I grew
And
with
then
it.
you've kept it professionally.
Yeah, professionally. So there are some places, especially back in my hometown,
Yeah.
you'd be asking, so Andile Nimbonanga, Andile, who's
Nimbonanga.
Andile? And you're asking Nebza, they know who Nebza
Then now
is.
they know. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm an actor by profession, and then obviously under the umbrella of me being an actor, there's a lot of things that I'm doing, but they all stem from an actor.
Wow.
You know.
How did this start? I mean, did you know when you were a young boy that you were going to be a popular actor? Or is it something that grew in you later on in life?
No, I don't want to lie. I didn't know. I didn't even dream about it like when I was young.
Yeah.
I know most people would say, no, this dream found me, this passion found me. No. Along the way, no. But I think at the age of 11,
wow.
the bug of being an artist caught me.
And an artist.
Not necessarily being an actor.
But an artist.
An artist. I started
Okay.
being, I jumped into it by being a gambits dancer.
Oh, in
Kokas,
school,
yes.
Kokas.
Yes,
Okay. Oh,
doing
that's
gambits
nice.
dance. I
I remember those days, yeah.
I was a liker of things from an early age.
Yeah.
So each and everything that would put me on the spotlight,
Yes.
I loved to be involved in things. So I tried everything. I tried music, I tried boxing, I tried running.
Wow.
And then I was doing BMX before this BMX sport was in fashion, and it was very rare. I don't even know how I got into that, but I was very good with playing with BMX.
Wow.
And then there's obviously those groups in the community. There will be like a music group, a dance group, a drama group. I would get involved. I would try to test waters all over,
Yes.
But I was very caught up by dance.
That's great. And moving to Joburg, and then how did you get involved now in the big environment around artists?
And then it was I think it happened on its own.
Okay.
You know, because obviously, to fast forward, I then trained professionally
To
be an actor. Trained at UCT, and then I went to AFDA. Then I worked abroad. I traveled all over the world. I'm very passionate about theater.
Okay.
So I was like, I want to put a stamp.
Yes.
I want to have my name in all the theaters in the world.
Yeah.
You know, to as many theaters
That's
in the world as
amazing,
possible before I become attached to the small screen of the South African TV.
I really love the amount of work you're doing in community, training young people around art and the screen stuff. And I admire the work that you were doing in Cape Town recently as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We're going to come back to your profession, but I want to talk to you now as a dad, as somebody dad.
You're raising, it's not about me.
Yeah. You're raising 2 kids, right? So it's the daughter and a son. So who's the elder?
The daughter.
The daughter is like 14, 15?
No, my daughter is 19.
Oh, 19 now. Oh, it's the boy that's like 14.
The boy is 16.
16.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've got the last
16.
one who turned 1.
Who turned 1 now, recently.
Yes,
Okay,
recently,
talk to us about the first 2. You raised them around in Johannesburg already? You had moved up this side already?
Yeah. I moved to Joburg 2014.
Okay.
Yes, I've been coming and going because obviously my work takes me to all over the place. So, and obviously when you graduate, if you are not in Joburg, you want to go to Joburg. That's where everything happens.
That's where everything happens.
Yes, but I told myself that I'm going to go to Joburg with a contract. I'm not going to go to Joburg and hustle.
Something in
hand. So I came to Joburg with a 4-month contract. Wow. And it ended to many years.
4 months from where? Was still SABC or was it?
No. It was an ETV show called The Hustle. Yes.
Oh, The Hustle.
It was ETV. Then from ETV.
Only for 4 months?
For 4 months.
Then
and then while I was shooting that one, I signed another one for
Also
another show, and then it was another show, another show.
And then it just grew. It
just developed to where it is now, and I'm hoping that it doesn't stop.
Of course, it can't stop now.
It's too late.
It's too late now.
It's too late.
And when I first met you, you were talking about your journey as a father, and you were saying to me with something that caught my attention was that you're actually a full-time dad. It's not something like co-parenting with someone else, and it's something that you've chosen to do. Tell us a little bit about that.
And
how are you managing with this hectic schedule professionally? How are you managing to raise teenagers?
It's hectic. It's hectic. Like if we had an hour or 10 hours, I was gonna tell you a full movie.
Sure.
But it's something that I fought for.
Wow.
You know, I fought for it.
Remember, you used those words actually. You said you fought for this.
And I always say to young parents and not even young parents, that fathers to be specific, that you fight for it.
Fight for it.
Because when it's gonna get to a point where you can't fight for it no more, you know, it's too late.
You lose interest.
And then you lose interest. They lose interest in you, and then you see each other from the distance. So fight for it. So I fought for it. So getting into it, I think I prepped myself.
So you started co-parenting with someone at the beginning.
I started co-parenting, and then the co-parenting was just not great, and it was just getting complicated and more complicated day by day, you know. And then I got to a point where I said, you know, let me take on my responsibility as a father, you know. Let me take on, but it was not a terrible one. It was not like, hey, give me my kids and all of that.
Transition.
No, it was just a beautiful, smooth transition, you know. And
but how did they make you adjust from just being, not that you were absent, but maybe focusing mainly on your career, but now having to make sure that if you're going to travel, you must understand who's going to remain with the kids. How did that affect your profession?
A lot, my brother. A lot. And then, you know, at some point where you put yourself into a defense mode. Yeah. You like victim mode. Yeah, like you're like, why are they complaining? I'm working here. I'm trying to get bread on the table, you know. How can I be working and I'm trying to make things happen, you know? And you know my kind of work. So and then but I was never completely absent. I was never absent. It will be like things like this where, like my daughter now asked me if I can drop her at UJ this morning. I said, no, baby, I can't. I'm going to eat now. Okay, I'm going to catch a lift with you. No, you can't catch a lift with me. I have to go now. But Papa, I'll call you when I come. Call me. I'm jumping in the car. I'm gone. So those kind of incidents, you find them a lot. But then there's a time where it's not like 45 minutes. I'm coming to have a conversation with you. It's like weekends. It's like weeks. It's like months. I'm out of the country. They can't reach me.
Wow.
So I think also part of me taking a decision to jump into a permanent TV show in South Africa was that.
Because also I needed stability and something predictable.
Exactly.
Because now you don't want kids to be used to very, very abrupt or kind of schedule. Yeah.
For sure. So I just needed to invest my time to my family and also to just settle down.
But maybe, Andile, talk to us a little bit about the kids themselves. Having been used to two parents doing this together, how did they adjust to now relying and looking only up to the dad after the transition? Did it affect them in any way?
No, not at all. Not at all, actually. Yeah. It was very smooth.
You didn't feel like they were pulling away or taking time to get used to the change?
No. Okay. They didn't take time to get used to the change. My daughter, it took a bit of time because when my son moved in with me to Johannesburg, he was in high school. So we had this conversation with the three of us.
Oh, together?
Yeah, together. I treat my household as an office.
Wow.
I have status meetings, I have check-ins,
I've
got catch-ups and all of that.
Dates as well.
How are you doing? How are you doing? What do you want? What are your plans for this week? These are my plans for this week. This is what's happening. Where's your calendar? Where's your diary? Where's your schoolwork? How did that go? How did that go? You know? So we always have got that thing.
And how is that improving the relationship? Because it looks like you've got a very, very structured way of how you communicate with them.
Well, it's
I'm sure it must.
It's structured but very casual.
But also casual.
Yes, it's very casual.
You don't come off like as too formal with them.
No, I think which is what helped also them getting used to this change of now they're here. You know, it was more. We've always had the relationship over the phone, even.
Yes.
So, and we would see each other whenever we can.
Whenever you
know.
Yeah.
So them moving to Joburg and then me being with them and it's just us. Yeah. And we actually sat down. We were having lunch. I think it was December time.
I remember you told me.
I sat down. I said, "So this is us. Wow. You know, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to make this work.
And we are a team.
You know, we are a team.
Yeah.
Those were my words. I said, we are a team.
And we talk about everything.
We talk about everything and anything.
And anything.
And whoever is not part of this team is an outsider.
Oh, I like that one.
Whoever is not part of this team is an outsider.
Protect whatever we have.
Protect me, I'll protect you. Respect me, I'll respect you.
I like that. Because it's a commitment showing that our teamwork needs to work, it needs to thrive, it needs to evolve.
Whoever
or whatever tries to disrupt it, we need to protect it.
Exactly. You know,
because and that is the commitment for all of you.
That's the commitment for all of us. Because you know, there's extended families, there's families from the mother side, there's all kinds of things, you know.
Disruptions and
there's all kinds of disruptions and distractions, you know. And funny enough, we as parents, we tend to use our kids to fight whatever problems we have, you know.
And especially in front of them, it's dangerous.
No, it's actually dangerous when it's happening from the distance.
Oh, is it?
When the other one, maybe the grandmother, the uncle, or the what calls the daughter and says, "Hey, yazu andile di. Hey, yazu ste di. And then now you're wondering, you're coming back from work, you're like, no, something is wrong with your child. God, it's the phone call.
There's this influence.
Because there's this thing that's happening in the background. So that's why I'm always making sure, let's put a bulletproof around this house, around this family, around whatever that is bringing us together.
Don't absorb all the energy. It comes from different places. I want to talk to you. But how now, as a single dad, how has your support system through families, friends like us, the networks like us really supported you? Because I'm sure you cannot do it alone, especially with your busy schedule. How has your ecosystem, support system really helped you navigate the parenting journey?
You know, there's an old saying when I'm a brother that says, "Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu." Your child is my child.
Yeah.
You know, without me planning it and strategizing on how am I going to go about it happened. It happened. Like my people, like friends like you, like brothers, like Abumbongene and brothers at my workplace. Like if I'm going out of town, and I would say, "Hey, gents, I'm going out of town," you know, and my kids have got numbers. They know who to call when I'm not around.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, like now it's 45 minutes. I can't get to my phone. There are times where I'm in studio full day. You know, there's something they need to speak. They know who to phone. If there's an emergency, if they need transport, if they need this, if they need, they know who to call. Family and friends. I've managed to build that relationship. You know? Yes, and I'm teaching them to also know that you are the father to him
as well.
I'm not the only father, you know.
Yeah.
So the father next door is also a father to him.
Yeah,
they can tap into
we
that.
were talking to the single moms in season 2, Andile, around when you're raising a child as a single mom and the father is absent. Where do they get the father figure? I'm going to ask you the same question around around the mother figure. Do they have someone or people in your ecosystem from family, female friends? Because there are things that are, especially for a daughter, that are just going to need a female figure to listen to. Do you have those people? Because they are just, especially at this tender age of teenage level, have you given her permission to find someone who's a mother figure, even if it's not her biological mother, to really address certain things around girls?
I have, and I have, and I'm always very strategic about it.
Okay,
you know?
So she doesn't feel like you're pushing.
Yeah, like I'm
pushing her.
I'm trying to find her a mother. Yeah. No, but
Tell us
but
about
she's good.
Yeah.
So like if let's say I'm meeting with my colleague. Female friends, my colleagues, female friends. Yeah, I'll say, "Hey, I'm meeting Nabos Banban, man. Come join us. Where you at? Come, let's go." Or then she drives with us. And like people love her, and she loves people. You know,
she forms those bonds with those because they have to trust. Because for her to be able to exhale or share with other female figures, she has to trust them first.
Exactly. She
has to believe that the information is protected.
The information is protected in this person and stuff.
Okay.
And even career-wise, you know, because my daughter especially, she's very introverted. Like and then
she's very quiet.
Yeah, she's very quiet. I think she chooses when to be quiet and who to be quiet to. You know. Okay. So I think there's that wall that goes in and out between me and her, especially when now she has to talk to me about lady or girls related things
then she will choose,
stuff.
She knows
She'll be like,
where to draw the line.
"Hey, I need this, I need even if she wants something, you know, she would tiptoe, you know." And then I'll call a lady friend of mine and say, "Hey, listen, so and so, man, I think she wants something, but she doesn't want to tell me what she wants." Yeah. And then when we talk about careers and stuff, I would say to her, "Who's your role model?" And then she would choose role model X so and so.
Yeah.
And then I always, because their role models are obviously people that are in the limelight.
In the limelight.
So I always find ways for her to meet that role model. I've done it a couple of times,
that's
because I'm in the space.
Yeah.
So if she says ban, then I'll say, "Okay, now." Then I'll meet her, "Hey, so and so, listen, man, my daughter is a fan of you. Let's have tea with her." And then she'll be like, "What? Oh, Tata, no." And then I'm like, "Oh, easy, calm down." Yeah. But I always say, now you've got all these role models. Yeah. You must now find a practical role model. Yeah. A role model you can touch.
Now you can actually feel, you can have conversations.
You can call at 8 and say, "Cece, this is what's happening in my life. I'm stuck here." Even with career and stuff and all of that. Yeah. So she's got so many people to choose from to have those certain conversations. Even on my way here, on my way as I'm driving home, because she's got some career conflicts. Kind of like,
she still has to choose.
Yeah, she still has to choose. So and whatnot. And I think she still feels like she's 12. Oh, she's gonna be mad at me with this. She still feels like I keep on saying, my girl, you're 19.
You're 19.
You have an ID.
You're an adult.
You're an adult. Come on. So
Make a choice.
Make a choice. So I called my colleague. I said to my colleague, my lady colleague, I said, she works in the production office.
Sure.
I said, listen, man, please just call up my daughter and set up an interview. You know, just set up an interview. If you've got some internships going on, I just wanted to feel the life of being an adult, of dressing up and going to an interview. You know, I just wanted to feel that space. Even if you can send her from this person to that person, just wanted to be there in the space. So that's when you start and doing to your child. But it's been a beautiful challenge, I must say. It's been a beautiful challenge.
It's rewarding, actually.
It's rewarding,
I always say raising kids, whether you're on your own or with someone, if you're there in their lives, it's such a rewarding experience.
Yeah, but it's not easy, I must say.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but I think it's one of those things that really reminds you that you are a man, Uindo.
And it's worth it.
You know, and it's worth it. And if you want to give up, you're like, and then who?
Something must remind you.
You know, something must remind you. You can't just give up.
You can't just give up.
You know, you get mad because now, batala, they do things that will piss you off, and then
and you also want to one day when they leave the house, you want to say, I did my bit while they were there.
Exactly.
And I did my job, and now they can fly. They can become whatever they. In December, I want to talk to you about how you create bonding and what activities you use to create bonds with your kids. In December, I remember you sent me a picture. You were on your boat somewhere with your daughter for some time.
Yeah.
How did that period actually help you even get closer emotionally to your daughter?
And just before, like maybe a month before that, we had a fight, you know, where some like I'm saying, there's always you know, and you must accept them.
Yeah.
You can't be mad forever.
It's part of development.
It's part of development, and it's part of growth, you know. So whether fights, some disagreements that are obviously caused by families and stuff. So that's why I came back.
Yeah.
I instilled that. I said, remember, we are a team.
You had to remind her that.
Yeah, we are a team. Why are we fighting?
Why are we fighting?
Why are we?
We should be on the same side.
You know, we should be on the same side. You know, why are you listening from things coming from the other side?
It's all noise.
All of that. It's all noise.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, fast forward to that day. So we were fine.
Did you arrange this trip, or was it coincidental that she happened to be there, or she just said, "I want to be there"?
No, it was her birthday.
Oh, now I remember.
It was her birthday, so I was like, "What did you plan?" And then so no plans.
What do you want to do on your birthday?
What? And I'm the king of winging things. I wing things. Yeah, I'm very spontaneous. Even with them, I would wake up in the morning and say, "Come, wake up." I'll wake up. I would wake them up at 5 a.m. Come, put on your running shoes. We're going for 5 kilometer run.
We're going to run.
We run together.
I like it.
We would take drive together. So I was like, "Come, let's go." We're driving to Artis. We drove to Artis. We didn't even plan the boat trip.
Wow.
Then I called up a friend of mine who's got a property that side.
Hey,
I'm here, man, with my family. Yeah. It's my daughter's birthday, blah, 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 blah. Come on, no, call so-and-so. My boat is there.
Wow.
Boom, it happened.
That's how it happened. And it's such a wonderful, and the weather was amazing.
And the weather was beautiful.
And those kinds of activities you create moments that are going to last.
I tell you what, it does not matter how much gifts and how much pocket money, how much monthly allowance you give them. They don't matter. But that memory that you don't pay a cent for.
And the time
and the attention. And the attention.
That's all they need.
That's all they need.
And it changes. I always say to people, and those of you watching, maybe some of you watched season 1 and season 2, I always say the time that you spend with your kids, especially where there are no gadgets and there are no distractions, and when you come back home, you are changed, all of you.
Yeah.
Because those bonding moments are the ones that last. And I challenge everyone watching and listening to us that try it and see if it works with your team. And I say the team deliberately because those are your team members, they're not just kids. So when you came back, how did that turn the argument that you had into some kind of understanding? Did you find that just spending that time on her birthday with her did it change both of you in some kind of way?
No, most
Or did
definitely.
it help you
Mo-
overcome
Most
whatever
definitely.
you were dealing with?
We like me and my daughter would fight today and tomorrow we're good, and not.
So
that
she
we-
doesn't hold grudges,
Not
and you
that we're
don't.
pretending. No, we don't.
That's good.
We don't. We don't
That's
hold
good.
grudges. We're good, and then we'd actually laugh about it and joke about it.
Yeah.
Hey, when I hear you were pretending as if you ate and you didn't eat just because you mad at me.
And now, look.
I enjoyed that pizza, by the way.
So you laugh about it.
No. We fight and then we laugh
Because,
about
you
it.
know, my friend and I were talking in the car driving to the studio this morning that sometimes when there's that negative energy and you allow that negative energy to linger in the house, it just
Yeah.
creates more negative energy. And to
More.
recover from it, the longer you allow it to permeate, the more difficult it is to recover from it.
Exactly.
So I like what you're saying, that we may argue and disagree, but very quickly we step out of it
We step out of it.
and then we move on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's also just a timing thing, because it's also very important to allow them to be mad.
That's okay.
It's just like an adult. It's just like your
Allow them
partner.
to vent. Yeah.
Allow them to vent. If they want to keep quiet, to lock themselves in their room, just
It's
allow them.
okay.
As long as you know you're very mindful of it.
Yeah.
You're timing
You
it.
are
Umdala,
aware.
Mokusandit, you've been there.
You are
You are
aware.
very aware. You're very aware. You just time. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
usakwatile, okay, let me take a
Usakwatile, yeah.
walk. Okay, listen, I'm going to the gym now. If you wanna join me, we gym together. By the
Oh,
way.
you
Yeah.
exercise together. That's
Exercise
nice.
together.
That's nice.
Virgin Active YY. So
Yeah.
I'm marketing other companies now.
No, that's
But
fine.
anyway, but you know what
It's
I've
okay.
been fighting,
Yeah.
and which I can encourage each and every single dad, or even a single mother, or
Yes.
any parent, by the way.
Parent, yeah.
You know, there's that dangerous if. You know,
Okay.
I call it a dangerous if. I call it
Yeah.
it's a demon.
It's a demon.
You know, the minute one starts feeling if so and so was still around, if so and so
then
was here,
There's a void.
if
somewhere.
one, and then that's a demon. You know, avoid that if by all means.
Now, how
you
do you-
know?
how do you
So you
avoid
close that gap
So you
before they feel
you
like
feel it.
You know, you make sure you close that gap. You fill that gap. You fill that gap.
But also having an awareness that you cannot be both parents to them, but you don't want them to feel there's a big gap.
Yes.
That's why earlier we were talking about those female figures that they can trust and look up to as those female figures. But
Exactly.
you don't want to create that void that, you know,
As if-
there's some gap.
There's some
that we
gap.
experience.
And there's no manual to it.
No, there is. What
the way-
works for you
The way I do it might not
may not
work
work
for
for
you,
me, and vice versa.
And vice versa. You know,
Yeah.
so it's just the way. And I think also, fortunately for me, I'm very domesticated.
Okay.
So I don't have a sister
Oh, a
We-
helper at home.
at home. We're four boys at home.
Wow.
4 boys and
And you do everything. You share chores, you share responsibilities.
everything. So I even when I have a woman in my life,
Yeah.
like she struggles because
Because you are self-sufficient as a
exactly
team.
I cook better than her.
Wow.
I clean better than her. I'll always say I clean line.
And you will do it yourself.
And then
Or the
should-
four of you will do it yourself.
She'd find me. She'd be mad sometimes. I'll say, you cook it, and then I start editing the food that she cooked. Which I know is very rude.
And some women, I was talking to my friend about it, some ladies that we date as single dads feel inadequate because we are self-sufficient. Omunye wathi kumina, oh, what am I supposed to do in this house? Because everything is in order, everything is in its place, everything is... And I said, but why do you feel you have to be recognized because you're doing something? Just your presence
Just your
is
presence.
enough.
And if you see there's something that needs
Just
to be
your
done,
presence is
just
enough.
do it without making a hoo-ha about
Yeah.
it. You know?
Yeah.
And I think I am also very, very not really overprotective.
Okay.
Because I don't want them to feel that
All right.
there's
They're not allowed
someone.
to make their own decisions.
No, I mean, like, let's say I've got now someone in my life.
Oh, in your life. Okay.
And then now they know that now there's someone who's gonna clean, there's someone who's gonna cook, there's now someone who's playing a mother figure in the house.
see.
You know, I always try to keep that wall as thin as
Those
possible. You know, that those
boundaries.
boundaries, Guti,
They're very territorial, your kids.
Yeah, no, they are.
They protect their environment.
They protect their environment,
some
and
kids
then
like
they
that.
cook.
Yeah.
And without me being like a boss,
Of
and
course.
petting the wuguti, clean and la, they know.
They
you
can
know?
do it themselves.
And then we wake up someday, we say spring day. Twana wena bambi gati, mina zabambi garaji,
share-
wena bambi indlu. You know.
Oh, you can split the
We can
responsibilities.
split the responsibilities, and then it's a
Yeah.
madhouse. There's music playing. Then I'm saying we must be done before 12.
Because we have to be
you know,
somewhere
because we
else.
have to be somewhere. I booked for lunch, somewhere.
that's nice.
Then they know we're chasing time.
That's nice.
So
and you're
something that
teaching them
just keeps
responsibility, and you're
Yeah.
teaching them also to realize that you can't outsource the things that are within your control. Stuff that's within your control, you should be able to manage.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about, Andile, but
So much.
the last thing that I want us to touch on before we close is around leveraging and for single fathers allowing themselves to be vulnerable. And also, someone broke down during season 2 because we touched something very sensitive in his life about his own upbringing. How much of the way we were raised as kids spills over in the way we raise our own kids, and how can we just disconnect from that and just understand it's a different time, it's a different generation, and these guys have got different needs, different expectations. How have you taught yourself not to use the way you were raised as a son to raise your kids the same way?
Yo. That's yeah. Because I was obviously raised very differently,
Very
you know,
different.
not easy,
Okay.
and I keep on reminding them that I raised myself, you know, I parented myself.
So you share that with them.
I share that with
It
them.
is difficult.
I share, which was very difficult because my mom passed on when I was 14,
Ouch. Yeah.
and then during that time they were going through separation with my dad.
with your father.
You know, so I was going between my mom and my dad's house, you know, not
So you had to
knowing
make
what is
things
really
work
going
for you
on.
your own.
And then when my mom passed on terribly so with a terrible brutal accident, you know, and then she was on her way to our house
To your house.
to collect her last remainings of clothing, moving to her house, you know.
Because she was moving out.
Yeah, she moved out already, but she kept on
she
picking up
picking
things
up
and
stuff.
stuff, and it was very horrific. I don't think
so
I
sorry.
will ever experience something that hard ever in my life.
So
So
sorry
it
about
strengthened me in a way. So
So you learned to be on your own at that
I
point.
learned to be on my
14
own
years.
because I was so mad at my dad because for some reason I was blaming her for my mom's
For all of
death, for all of that, you know.
Yeah.
And I started just living my life, and obviously my dad was an old dad, you know. He
Yeah.
was not like us,
Yeah,
who we
we are
understand
young
things.
dads.
My dad didn't even know what I'm studying and
didn't
what.
care.
We didn't care about my career as long as I'm picking my school bag and I'm going to school. That's
Exactly.
cool. As long as I'm going to school, that's cool. Upasile, yes, upasile.
That's the main
Ukuthi
thing.
ngipaseni.
As long as you progress.
As long as I'm progressing. So, and obviously, life was not so soft, you know. Life was not so soft.
So you use that as a motivation for your family, not to scare them as such. I would imagine.
No. Not to scare them as such. Not to scare them as such. Like,
You're showing them that it's tough out there and they can't live on handouts and it's not going to be easy for them either.
they can't live on handouts. You know, like when they start asking things and stuff.
remind them.
And then I remind them. I think sometime last year we had a huge fight. They took, because I always leave one of my cars with them when I'm leaving.
When you're traveling.
Yeah, when I'm traveling, when I'm not at home, so that they're not stranded.
Yeah.
You know, we open like that. If you can ask anyone who knows my PIN codes, it's my kids.
Wow.
Even whatever happens, they
need
will know.
something and they go to the
They
shops.
know. So she became silly. She bought an iPhone 11. iPhone 11.
Using your
Cash.
card.
Using my card. I just saw.
Notification is going to come.
I was like, then I came back, and then obviously there was a problem.
It was a problem.
There was a problem.
What is happening?
What is happening? So that's when I always go back. I say, do you remember? Do you know that I bought myself my first All-Star
The shoes. Yeah.
shoes? Because everyone had those. I think that there's a shoe that looks like another shoe that looks like a cavella, but
Yeah.
it was called Dingus back in the days.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe it's an Italian shoe.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, Dingus. It looks like. So I had to work. I had to go to work and save up
to buy that thing.
to buy that. So when I tell them my stories, I tell them not to scare them. Cause
But
like
to be responsible.
to be responsible. This December, last year December, I
Yeah.
took them to a restaurant I worked at when I was doing Standard 8. Standard
Yeah.
8 is grade what? Grade 10.
Yeah, grade 10, yeah.
Yeah, when I was doing Standard 8, I took them to the restaurant. I said, I worked here.
It's a beautiful
And then those
experience. That's
old
how you
aunties
work.
are still there. They still cooking and stuff.
Can they remember you?
They remember me. You know, we had a meal for free there. I'm like, no.
Jesus Christ, that's
Like, I said,
awesome.
so I was working here. I was earning this much, you know.
Just to make a living.
Just to make a living. I took
Yeah.
myself to varsity. I paid my registration fee, you know. My first car, I bought it myself
Yourself,
with the man I worked for. I'm not being pompous when I'm saying
Yeah.
no one can stand there and say, I raised you, I made you.
You raised
know.
yourself.
I raised myself.
Yeah.
I'm not taking credit away from my parents, but they
Of
raised
course.
me to a
Yeah,
certain
to a
point,
point.
you know. And
Yeah.
then obviously God decided to take
But
them.
you teach them
And then I was
responsibility.
left alone.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching them responsibility. I said, be grateful that I'm here.
Yeah.
And then I can still afford, you know,
You
the
should be
little
grateful
things
at least
that you
there's,
need.
you look up to a parent. At
You
least
know?
one of us is still with you.
You know, one of us is
Yeah.
still with you.
The last
And
thing before we close, we have to wrap up, is around how would you advise other parents, single parents or single dads out there to leverage networks like ours in terms of support, guidance, advice? Because now our network is growing. We've got panel of experts that give us information. And we are also learning as hosts of this network as well. How would you advise them to reach out? Because sometimes when you're in your little corner, you know, you bend in a little corner and no one is going to save you. And what would you advise to those people?
I would say, Okokuqala, my brother, you can't do it alone. You know, it's just not possible.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna frustrate yourself and stress yourself
Yeah.
till you lose your mind. Make use of these networks. You know, now that a network of this nature is available to us, let's jump onto it. You know,
Get
even
involved.
there's YouTube. Now I read. Sometimes you don't know how
Yeah.
to do these things.
Just go
Like,
online
hey,
and
just go
find
online, and there's help out there. There's even free help. You don't need
Most
to
of
have
it is
millions
free.
of money. Most of it is free.
This is
Pick up
free.
a call and say, hey, jive la.
Guys,
This is happening.
I'm
This
stuck.
is happening. I'm stuck. You know, I'm having a problem with my kids. You know, we've got misunderstandings, and all of this is happening. I'm stuck. You will be helped.
Because we as myself as a single dad, I keep looking for help all the time. I can't help myself sometimes.
For sure,
Sometimes
for
even
sure.
outside of this network, I reach out. There's so many other networks globally that are doing what we're doing through podcasts, through conversations, and we watch what they're doing and what they're doing differently, and we learn.
Exactly.
And through that, yesterday we said we need to break a cycle. We read a statistic from this report that was actually, it's a research study that was published by the University of Stellenbosch. And then we read it, and it said 90% of homeless children come from fatherless homes, and 40% of all children do not live with their biological dads. And we were saying, how do we break the cycle through these forums and through these communities? Because that's stats. That's a 2017 statistics. And you can imagine where we are right now at 2024. 90% of kids that we see don't come from homes with structure. They come from a fatherless home. And that says something about what we could do to break that cycle and reverse it.
I think it's a fight that is
It's ongoing. We're never going to finish it.
yeah, we're never going to
But
finish
it's a huge
it.
fight.
It's a huge fight,
But it's worth it.
but it's not a losing battle.
It's not a losing
You know, it's not a losing battle. You know what? There are so many things that leads to single fathership.
Yeah.
You know, and
So
if we invest our energy and time into those things as single fathers, we're never going to win
They're
it.
preventative,
You
not
know?
just to deal with the symptoms.
Exactly.
But that's why yesterday we were talking about talking to the boy child, because as we talk to dads, there is a supply of dads, single dads coming that we're not addressing. And
Exactly.
through this community, go to schools, go to orphanages, go to places like Kids Haven to talk to those boys and make them understand when you have a child at 19 years old, you have no clue of how to father the child.
Of how to father the child.
And how you're going to do it.
You know?
And you're signing up for a project of 18, 20 years. Are
telling
you ready? Are you ready to,
I'm telling
to,
you.
to do that project now at 18 years old?
It's a
My
commitment
friend.
that you can't just run away
No,
from.
you can't.
It's not gonna be like you're not gonna be taken to
You
rehab.
can't outsource it.
You know, if you take drugs, you make bad decisions. You're like, then the family will take you to rehab. No, not this one.
Not
It's
this one.
there. It's there.
It's your baby.
Then
It's
your
your
baby.
responsibility.
You have to raise it.
My friend.
So I would say like to the country or to the world actually,
Yeah.
we need to invest so much in this. I had a conversation with a friend of mine who works for this other organization that helps with grants and stuff.
Yes,
I'm sure
yes.
you know which one.
Yeah.
So I pitched an idea to him years ago
Yeah.
about father and son relationship, or father and child relationship,
yes.
or having those dads that are labeled as single dads
single
to
dads.
sit down with them and say, why are you
Like
a
that.
single
I
dad?
wanna hear
And
more
actually have those single mothers that says, I'm a single mother, Baba Ingane is absent.
Asma's.
No, Asma's Upi, what happened? You know, how can we mend
And also,
this?
what pushed him away? Was it a pull factor or a push factor?
Exactly.
Because that's why season 2 we're asking single mothers, what are you doing to help to make it easy for the dad to be present?
To be present.
Because you can't just fold your arms. Oh no, he left. You're Sebenza. But we are saying, are you doing something to encourage him to get closer to the child? My
What
friend,
are you doing?
We've run out of time. I really appreciate your time.
I appreciate it too.
And I think we would like you to come back at the next season to share more stories with us.
That would be great.
appreciate
I so
your
wish we
time.
had like an hour.
I appreciate that. Thanks, my friend. We'll
Thanks,
do
my
it
brother.
again.
You're doing good work.
No, thank you. We'll do it
Cheers,
again.
man.